Hello, College 150 students. It's Brad again, and it's week 5 of our semester. So, some things to talk about with week number 5. First thing is that on the homepage of St. Cloud State University, you notice that Family Weekend 2012 is coming up next weekend. So, I don't know what you're doing, but it might be a great time to invite your family to come visit. So, I just like to kind of point out that that's going on, and there's a whole lot of other events that are happening on campus. You can always check the arts and events calendar on the bottom right of the homepage of St. Cloud State. Then you can see what's going on. And you know how it is. The whole idea of those current events is to attend some events that are happening on campus and see what's going on and then writing about them, saying what your perspective is on those particular events. There's some really good stuff happening this weekend. So you might really enjoy it. Volleyball games, football games, movies, and the family weekend. So check it out. Chinese Moonlight Night Festival is also going on Saturday. So should be a really fun week. If you're interested in doing stuff, this is the week to do it. Now back into our D2L course. Week 5 is the beginning of group works. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a group project. And we have you divided up into 4 main groups focused in on the Department of Sports Facilities and Campus Rec, Department of Campus Involvement, Career Services, and Health Services. And really what this group project is all about is you getting together with 4 other people and making a plan. If your topic is one of these 4 things, campus rec, campus involvement, career services, health services, what could you do to tell everybody else about those services? Research where their office is, what services do they provide for students, and how is it useful? So really what you're going to do is you're going to start this group project. And I have a couple of links on the home page here that open it up. But the project should really be thought of as 3 phases, and everything will end October 18th when you're going to present your group project to the class. We're just going to meet in Siege 351 and do the presentations. So the first phase of this project is really all about developing a plan. I have a Dropbox, a pre-planning document Dropbox that's out there, and developing a plan is more about project scope. If you have a topic, what are you going to do with that topic? What are the responsibilities of each member of your team? We had been talking in discussion post number 3 about group work, and a lot of you talked about group work as one about sharing responsibilities, working as a team, sharing ideas, being open to other people's thoughts, and then making sure to assign tasks so each individual is able to complete their part of the project so it doesn't end up one person doing all of it. So part of this developing your plan is setting up responsibilities and then timelines about those particular, those tasks when they're going to be done. Now, I always think whenever you're doing a group project, it's really important to set up ground rules. Like, what are the expectations of the group? When are you going to talk? How are you going to communicate? When are you going to work? What are the expectations that are out there for your group members? So I'd really like you to set up some ground rules for your group. So the first phase of our project is really all about planning. And that's something I'd like you to get that pre-plan for this project done by October 1st. So I've got a little Dropbox I'll show you in a minute, but that's the first phase. The second phase is really all about research, collecting, designing, and developing a presentation. Finding out about that particular service, that department. Where is their office located? What do they do? A lot of those places are very important to students. So check it out. What's happening? What's their contact information? Do they have websites and phone numbers? Trying to find out about that. What services do they provide? How does it benefit students? Something that works great in presentations is getting other students to comment on their perspective of this particular service. So talk about that a little bit. And then the last phase of the project is all about creating a presentation, 7 to 10 minutes. If it's 5 minutes, no big deal, where you bring together all the information and resources, images, videos, multimedia, anything that you collect, testimonials, perspectives, interviews, if you collect those things. Put it together to make a presentation and try to hit on your objectives, the things that you laid out in phase number 1. How do you know you met those objectives? That's part of the third phase. Oh, I should have put a 3 in there. Whoops. And then what's the medium for the project? What are you going to do? Is it a PowerPoint or a Prezi, or are you building a website? What is it that you're trying to do? And then what do you need to be successful? So is there certain resources you need? Do you need a camera or a computer? What is it? So those things are important. And then the groups are really divided up. So you notice that the campus rec group is going to be these 5 people. Campus involvement, here we go. Career services, you've got it. And then student health services. So we have this little group project plan that's out there on the web for you to check out. Take a look at it. Read the home page of our course. You'll see all the details, everything that's out there. I have quite a few links to this pre-planning document. This is the thing that goes along with phase number 1 of our project, is that pre-planning. And what I want you to do is I'd like you to go through this pre-planning document, check out and start responding to the questions. You can do this in Microsoft Word. Open up a Word document and then start talking about what you're going to do as a group. What are the responsibilities of the group members? When are you going to have those things completed on a timeline? What are your ground rules? All these things that are on the pre-planning document are what we want to really focus in on for this course and for this project. So let's do that. And then once you get that pre-planning document all set up, I do have a Dropbox that's all set too for you to then drop it in. Now, I've set up Dropboxes for each group. So each group has their own Dropbox. They're also going to have their own discussion area to work. So as a group, you have this place, like if I'm doing the group 1, and I look at group 1, you notice this Dropbox folder is for members to submit their pre-planning document. And all as a group, only one person in the group is going to have to submit these documents. But I wanted to make sure that you all had a spot as a group to work and to submit your homework. If I go from the Dropbox area to the discussions in our course, you notice that we have these group project discussion areas, and group number 1 has their own discussion area, 2, 3, and 4. So you have a place that if you want, you could work online using this discussion space to share resources, upload files, discuss what you're going to do. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that that discussion area is now opened up in our discussions in our D2L course. And that discussion area is specific for your group. Each group has their own discussion area that the other groups won't see. Now, other than that, in discussions, you know that how these discussions are working is you have to post 3 things in a discussion for the next one to open up. So if you happen to be only seeing discussion post number 3 and number 4 doesn't show, it means you need to do something in discussion post number 3. Discussion post number 4, I see that people are starting to use that. If it's not available, you know you still have to work on discussion post number 3. I opened up discussion post number 5, but you know how that works. It's all about how's the group working together. But if you don't see it, you know you still have some stuff to do in discussion post number 4. So what discussion post number 4 is about is what should we do in discussions in the future? Number 6, 7, and 8 really are up to you guys. So I'm curious what you want to discuss online with the entire class. And that's really what discussion post is all about, the discussion post number 4. So let's make sure, get number 4 done and number 5 done this week. How's the group working together? So that's our discussions in our Dropbox. Also with our Dropbox, I've also opened up, other than those group Dropboxes, campus event number 5, which could definitely be on family weekend and all the activities going on. Journal number 5 is open. And then our discussion post number 5 in the discussions area. So you have all these open drop boxes you can submit your homework. If you haven't turned in your link assignment, it's time, or the scavenger hunt, it's time. Most of you are doing a great job in our course. So let's make sure to keep up that good work, keep working together. Now in our content area, in the content area of our course, for week number 5, I have those same handouts, group project, resource hunt description. That's kind of the overall example. I have some ground rules set up. So if you're wondering about what is he talking about with this ground rules thing? What are ground rules? Ground rules are really how do you want to communicate with your group members? And here's some ground rules I've used in the past with different groups I've worked with. So, how do you, when you're meeting with your group, either online or face-to-face, what are the rules going to be for how you behave, how you're going to talk to each other, how you're going to work to get this project done? So I wanted to make sure to put that in there. And then just some more links. You notice also in our course, I have links to student life, which is the overall, everything falls into student life. and then to the specific services that you're going to be looking at. A link to Campus Rec if you're the Campus Rec group to learn a little bit more about them. To the Department of Campus Involvement so you can see what they have going on. To Career Services. Career Services is such a great group, so it's going to be a fun one to look at. And then Health Services. So all four of your groups, you've got that main link to that particular service is going to be right there. So something to kind of check on, get in a look at. And then we have all the campus activities that are going on this week. There's so much happening on campus this week. There's got to be a good campus event for you to attend. So again, some of the ones I really recommend is that family weekend is coming up. So check out that SCSU family weekend. There's even a family weekend website that looks at what's happening and the events that are going on. And so it should be a good one to attend. And then you can do your campus event number 5. So that's what we have in our D2L course this week. It's really focused in on group work. That's what we're trying to focus in on is group work. And I have on the assignments area of our week number 5 course, links to discussion post number 5, journal number 5, campus event number 5, the old link assignment if you haven't done that. And oh, I forgot about quizzes. Remember, we have the first 2 quizzes are open in our course. And so what these quizzes are is they're on our book, The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. So read the book, and we're only really on to chapter 4 of the book so far, and then take the quiz. You can use the book while taking the quiz. Also, the quiz, you can take the quiz up to 3 times. So it's not like you can only take it once and it's done. You could take the quiz up to 3 times, and it'll give you the best of those 3 scores. So a lot of you are taking the quiz twice, which is awesome. But if you want to take one of these quizzes again and get full points on it or get a higher score, you can. Just, check it out, use the book, do the quiz. So kind of easy. But that's basically what we have going on this week. This is the week for you to start meeting with your group. Time to start working into that phase number 1. Develop the plan. So as a group, it's time to start emailing each other and working together. You have the discussions area in our D2L course, but it might be easier just to look people up in our class list. You notice we have a class list that lists everybody in our course and send them an email. So I see most of you have got your pictures up. Awesome. If you don't have your picture up in our course, it's going to be really useful to get those up. So it'd be really nice to get those going. So let's make sure to get your pictures into our system. And the way to do that is just on the course home, on the right or on the left side of the screen under my settings, there's a profile. And in the profile, there is a place to put a picture. So let's put those pictures in there. All right, that's what I have for our week 5 week 5 message. Have a great week and email me if you have any questions.